Certain vitamins, taken in the wrong dose, can weaken your legs, disrupt your nerves, and cause balance issues, even if you eat well. And the scariest part? They're the most familiar ones. A, D, E, C, B6. You thought you were doing the right thing, but you might be doing the wrong one, simply because you missed a small note on the bottle. Have you ever wondered if the vitamins you take each morning, the ones you thought were keeping you strong, might actually be the reason your legs feel weaker day by day? I ask because I once met a woman named Margaret. She was 72. Every morning, without fail, she took 4 or 5 pills, one for her eyes, one for her bones, a multivitamin for aging, and a few more just in case. She told me, "I'm not neglecting my health. I take my vitamins every single day." But lately, she'd been struggling to get up from her chair. Her legs constantly felt tired, sometimes even numb. She assumed it was just part of getting older. But when we took a closer look, the truth surprised us. It turned out that the very vitamins she trusted, while beneficial in the right dose, were slowly weakening her muscles, disrupting her nerves, and quietly stealing away her ability to move confidently. And Margaret wasn't alone. This can happen to anyone over 60 without warning if we don't pay close attention. In today's video, I want to walk you through 5 common vitamins and show you how, if used the wrong way, they could be quietly undermining your strength and stability. Vitamin A. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? We've heard it since we were kids. Eat your carrots, they're good for your eyes. Take vitamin A to boost your immune system. But after age 60, the things we once thought were always good can quietly start working against us. You see, vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin. Unlike vitamin C or the B vitamins, which get flushed out in urine, vitamin A builds up in your body, especially in the liver. So if you're taking it every day through supplements, fortified foods, and a daily multivitamin, your body might not be able to keep up. And slowly, it starts to overload. Too much vitamin A can trigger muscle inflammation, making your legs feel weak and heavy. It can also interfere with magnesium and calcium absorption, leading to more brittle bones, especially in your hips and legs. Margaret was a clear example. She was 72, lived clean, didn't smoke, ate well, took a morning walk every day. But she had trouble standing up from a chair. Climbing stairs required both hands for support. At first, we thought it was joint-related. But after a detailed review, we found the real issue. She was taking a multivitamin that contained 3,000 DOS mcg of vitamin A every single day. On top of that, she regularly ate chicken liver, plus vitamin A fortified foods. Altogether, her intake was well above the safe upper limit for older adults. We asked her to stop the supplement. Instead, we suggested modest amounts of carrots, sweet potatoes, and leafy greens. She also cut back on liver and fortified products, and within 3 weeks, her legs began to feel lighter. She started walking more comfortably again. The truth is, Margaret didn't do anything wrong. She just didn't know. And I believe many people are in the same situation. So here's something you can do today. Check your multivitamin label. Look for ingredients like retinol palmitate or retinol acetate. If the amount is over 2,500 to 3,000 lows mcg, and you're also eating foods like liver, cheese, or fortified cereals, it's worth talking to your doctor. Vitamin A isn't bad, but after 60, your body slows down its processing. And what once was your ally can quietly become the reason your legs no longer feel as strong. Vitamin D. Everyone talks about it, especially after 60. Take vitamin D to strengthen your bones. Prevent osteoporosis. Help your body absorb calcium better. And none of that is wrong. But the issue isn't whether you need it. The real question is, how much is too much? Like vitamin A, vitamin D is fat-soluble, which means your body doesn't flush out the excess. Instead, it builds up over time, and in high doses, it can lead to a condition called hypercalcemia, too much calcium in the blood. When calcium builds up like that, it disrupts your muscles and nerves. You might feel stiffness, aches, or swelling. And when that happens in your legs, you may feel heavy, fatigued, or weaker when trying to move. I remember a patient named Charles, age 69, a retired firefighter, very proactive about his health. Every morning he got early sun, drank milk, and, he told me proudly, took 10,000 IU of vitamin D every day. When I asked why, he said, "People say the more you take, the better for your bones." But a few months later, things changed. "I can't walk as fast anymore," he said. "My legs feel like bricks when I stand up. And I always feel bloated and tired." Blood tests revealed something surprising. His vitamin D levels were far above the safe range, and his calcium levels were too high, putting stress on his muscles and nerves, especially in his legs. We had him stop the supplements immediately. Instead, he kept a balanced diet, got moderate sun exposure, and only took a low dose, 1,000 to 2,000 hard IU day, if needed. Within 4 weeks, Charles told me something I'll never forget. "I never thought something that seemed so safe could be what made me feel so weak." Vitamin D is important, especially if you get little sun or are at risk for bone loss. But before jumping into high-dose supplements, get your blood levels checked. Every person absorbs it differently. Some only need 800 IU a day. Others might need more, but only a doctor can tell for sure. In the end, balance is everything. Sunlight is free, but the wrong dose of vitamin D can cost you the very strength in your legs you're trying to protect. Vitamin E. It's often called a powerful antioxidant. Some even refer to it as a shield for the heart. And yes, in many cases, vitamin E can support your health. But what most people don't realize is, if taken the wrong way, especially in high doses over time, it may quietly weaken your legs, affect your balance, and make you feel less steady on your feet. You see, excess vitamin E has a blood-thinning effect. At first glance, that might sound like a good thing. But if your blood becomes too thin, it slows the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to your muscles, especially the small ones in your legs. Reduced circulation, weakened muscles, slower reflexes. That's why many people over 70 start feeling unsteady even when they're eating well and staying active. I once met a woman named Mary, 74 years old, grandmother of 5, still energetic, loved gardening, cooked all her meals. But recently, she told me, "I can't stand for long anymore. A few steps, and I feel like I might lose my balance." She wasn't dizzy, she wasn't in pain, just unsteady. I asked about her diet and supplements. She said, "I've been taking vitamin E, 400 IU every day since I turned 69. I asked, "Why?" She smiled. "They said it's good for the heart. So I just kept taking it." After reviewing her labs, there were no signs of heart problems or major deficiencies. But her vitamin E intake was too high, and had been for over 5 years. Her body could no longer regulate circulation like it used to, and blood flow to her legs had slowed. I advised her to stop the high-dose supplement. Instead, we focused on natural sources of vitamin E. A handful of sunflower seeds or almonds, steamed spinach, a little extra virgin olive oil on her vegetables. After 6 weeks, she came back and said, "I can stand longer now, and when I step down from the porch, I don't feel scared I'll fall anymore." You see, vitamin E isn't the enemy. But after 60, the dosage matters more than the promise on the bottle. Don't let one small pill silently shake your legs. If you're taking a vitamin E supplement every morning, check the dose. And if you can, switch to food-based sources. Because standing tall might begin with one small change on your plate. When we think of vitamin C, most of us think of colds, a little cough, a runny nose, and suddenly it's time for fizzy tablets, chewables, or powdered drinks. And yes, vitamin C can boost immunity. But there's something many people over 60 don't know. Too much vitamin C, taken every day for too long, can lead to fatigue, muscle tightness, and weak legs. Unlike vitamins A or D, vitamin C is water-soluble. That means your body flushes out the excess in urine. Sounds safe, right? But here's the catch. When you take high doses every day, for months or even years, your body still feels the impact. I remember a patient named Robert, 76 years old. He used to be very active. Every morning, he walked 30 minutes around the park. But recently, he told me, "My legs feel tight. I walk a few steps, and the muscles start cramping. I want to go out, but it just feels like my legs are pulling against me." We reviewed his supplement routine, and I found out he'd been taking 2,500 milligrams of vitamin C every day for 3 years straight. One 500 milliliters tablet in the morning, 2 more in the afternoon. I asked why. He said, "I rarely get sick, so I figured it was working." The problem is, mega doses of vitamin C can throw off your body's mineral balance, especially magnesium and potassium, which are essential for muscle function and proper contraction. When these minerals drop, you may start experiencing leg cramps, deep muscle aches, mild swelling in the legs due to fluid retention. I advised Robert to stop the supplement. Instead, we focused on food: oranges, strawberries, kiwi, and even some red bell pepper at lunch. We also added magnesium-rich foods like pumpkin seeds, leafy greens, and bananas. After 5 weeks, he came back and said, "I'm walking again. My legs don't feel like tight rubber bands anymore." You see, vitamin C isn't the problem. The problem is overdoing it. For most people over 60, you only need 200 and 400 milligrams a day. If you're low, maybe up to 500 milligrams, but only temporarily. And the best source? Food, because it gives you vitamin C with fiber, hydration, and other nutrients that support proper absorption. If you've been taking high-dose vitamin C every day, pause. Listen to your legs. Don't let one little tablet each morning slowly take away your freedom to walk with ease. Vitamin B6. It sounds harmless, doesn't it? It helps with energy metabolism, supports the nervous system, and is often marketed as good for brain health. That's why many people over 60, hoping to stay sharp and healthy, take it every day. But here's the part most people don't know. Too much vitamin B6 can silently damage the very nerves that control your legs. When B6 levels go beyond the safe threshold, typically more than 100 milligrams a day, it can start affecting your peripheral nervous system. The result is something called sensory neuropathy, a condition where nerves stop sending signals to your muscles the way they should. The symptoms? Tingling in your feet, muscle weakness, loss of balance, especially when walking. I remember a patient named Henry, 71 years old, a former Marine, a strong man. He walked into the clinic with a limp and said, "I don't get it. My legs keep tingling. Sometimes I stand up and almost tip over." We reviewed his supplements. Turned out he was taking one daily multivitamin, one separate B complex pill, and an energy drink labeled Vitamin Boosted. Added up, over 150 milligrams of vitamin B6 every single day. And the worst part? He had no idea, because the dosage was printed in tiny text on the back of each label. His nerves were already showing signs of damage. The good news? If caught early, this kind of damage can be reversed. I advised him to stop all B6 supplements immediately. Instead, we focused on whole foods, grilled chicken, baked potatoes, fish, bananas, foods that offer just enough B6 without going overboard. 2 months later, Henry came back. He still wasn't walking perfectly, but he could now stand up without holding on to anything. He smiled and said, "I never imagined a little vitamin could almost take away my ability to walk." So here's your takeaway. If you're taking a multivitamin or a B complex supplement, check the label. Make sure your total vitamin B6 intake stays under 100 milliliters per day, unless your doctor says otherwise. Vitamin B6 is important, but like most things in life, the right amount helps you, but too much can hurt you. Protect your nerves, because every steady step you take starts with the right signals inside your body. Vitamins aren't the enemy, and this video isn't here to scare you away from your morning supplements. But the truth is, after 60, your body doesn't absorb, process, or flush things out the same way it used to. And even a small mistake, in dose, timing, or combination, can quietly turn what was meant to protect you into something that slowly makes you weaker. We've just walked through 5 common vitamins: A, D, E, C, and B6. They're in almost every multivitamin, fortified orange juice, and those tiny capsules marketed as complete health in a bottle. But what many people don't realize is this. When taken incorrectly, too much, from multiple sources, for too long without checking, these innocent little pills can cause tingling, instability, and loss of mobility. People like Margaret, Charles, Mary, Robert, and Henry. They all started with good intentions, to stay healthy, to stay independent, to do the right thing. But somewhere along the way, a small number on the back of a bottle quietly took away something far bigger: their ability to walk freely and confidently. The good news is, you don't need to stop everything. You just need to check. Grab your supplement bottles. Look at the labels. Add up your total intake, especially if you take more than one product. Talk to your doctor. Get a blood test if needed. And whenever possible, choose real food first. If this video helped you, please share it with someone you care about. Your parents, your siblings, a friend who takes vitamins faithfully every morning. Because sometimes a simple video like this can prevent a fall that didn't have to happen. And if you're now wondering, if I cut back on these vitamins, what can I do to rebuild leg strength naturally? Don't miss our next video. How to restore leg strength safely and naturally after 60. Because your legs deserve to feel strong again. Not through pills, but through care that's smart, gentle, and right for your age.